To pass his 59 billion rand budget for the City of Johannesburg on Tuesday. The Johannesburg City Council had rejected it twice before after the EFF demanded lower water and power hikes for residents. Mashaba leads a DA-led coalition government that took over from the ANC in 2016. The EFF is still the kingmaker in the metro, since without the party, the coalition does not have a majority. Well, the Mayor of Johannesburg, Herman Mashaba, joins us now. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so very much for giving me this opportunity, and I'm actually quite interesting. It's quite interesting for you to say that I'm lucky. What has luck got to do with this great job? There's absolutely no luck whatsoever with the type of work that we do.
Were you fretting that there were claims that the city could be placed under administration? Weren't you having sleepless nights?
Well, you know, we've got to really be grateful to what residents of Johannesburg did on the 3rd of August 2016 by ensuring that no one single party has got dominance, because we were abused over the last 20 years. And I'm the executive mayor of the City of Johannesburg today. But the survival of my government, for me to be able to pass this budget so that we can service our people, is totally dependent on engagement, robust engagement, so that at the end of the day, no arrogance, there is no abuse of public office. So you listen to everybody to ensure that whatever budget or reports that you bring to council, that you have extensively engaged.
But it takes 3 times. This time it comes after extensive threats. I'd like to ask you the same thing I asked the head of the DA in the Eastern Cape. Coalition politics, many predict, is going to be with South Africa for a very long time. But is it proving workable?
Well, if I had my way, I was the only voter in this country, I will ensure that for the next 40, 50 years, we have this kind of an arrangement, because what I know practically is happening in the City of Johannesburg is good for South Africa, it's good for everyone, it's good for the residents, it's good for the voters, because what you do is that you have the mayor or you'll have the president who cannot abuse his public office.
So you don't mind it taking 3 times, votes of no confidence, the ANC was trying against you.
That is why I was actually glad today that they've come out with a settlement that they'll be paying us tomorrow when they come out with frivolous motions of no confidence. But at the end of the day, I think I'm grateful to all the parties that supported my budget, all our coalition parties, the EFF, not being a coalition partner, but voting with us on issue by issue basis on issues that are important to this country. This time around, surprisingly supported by the AIC. I think it's unbelievable. During break on Tuesday, AIC, when ANC we came to attention that they were about to leave, AIC approached me and says, "Mayor, can we have a meeting with you? We're not going anywhere. Rely on us. We are going back in that council. We will coordinate with us and all the other parties." And we spoke with the EFF, our DA councillors, UDM, IFP, COPE. We all said we are going to sit in here to pass this budget, and we fortunately have now passed it. Now it is my responsibility now, come 1st of July, to ensure that we can deliver to our people, particularly our poor areas, so of what I call the forgotten people. Because the reason why we sit with this problem, because particularly poor people, I don't know why they were punished for the last 20 years.
Well, the EFF was saying it wasn't pro-poor. They were concerned about the tariff hikes for electricity, 7.3%, water, 14.2%. How were those figures revised? Where are you sitting now?
Well, I think it's interesting.
So this is City Power and Joburg Water.
City Power and Joburg Water. I think what EFF proposed to us, fortunately enough, it did not really have any significant impact in terms of our service delivery. Just obviously impacted on our supplies. Yes, they requested us to reduce it by 0.3% and water by 1%, and we did that. And the impact of this is that our surplus will reduce from 1.6 billion to 1.4 billion. But fortunate enough, I look at the programs that we've put in place, fighting corruption, ensuring that people don't steal our services any longer. Even that 1.4 billion rands, I'm told personally quite confident. Wait, when this is the financial year end, we will surpass that number.
So what does this mean for residents? So if you're getting power from City Power, you face a 7% increase or thereabouts.
Yeah, it's 6.87, something like that.
So close to 7. Eskom got 5.2. That's much more regulated, I think, by the regulator NERSA. So how does City Power...
I think
how does the regulation differ?
No, it's important for our residents to understand that our inherited a government with a massive backlog infrastructure, particularly take electricity infrastructure. Some of our substations and related infrastructure built 70 years ago. 27% of our some of our substations have reached 100% of useful life, 45% sitting at 75%. Our water infrastructure, the road infrastructure, sitting at 12 billion. The road infrastructure, 11 billion rands. You know, our bridges in the city of Johannesburg, we've got about 922 bridges in the city of Johannesburg. You know, I did a study. Only 6% of them are in good condition. So the rest, you know, I'm saying to our residents, you drive under or over them at your own risk. But at the end of the day, these are the issues that we've got to address. And you looked at that budget, I only have got capex of 8 billion rands. So it is important that whatever the money that we've got, we use it, we get value for money for our residents by ensuring that we stop corruption, create a professional public service, we take accountability, and actually drive the revenue optimization, because the city is losing between 7 and 10 billion rands from people who can afford, who are stealing our electricity. Big businesses connecting to our grids without paying for it. They were working with corrupt senior officials of the city of Johannesburg. That's why on a daily basis we arrest people. I just come out right now from 5 o'clock. I had to rush, actually leave the meeting, listening to one of the forensic report, one of the big companies came to present to us. I mean, I don't know whether I'll be able to sleep tonight because of the anger. Why did people actually steal public monies to this level?
Well, can we address this issue? Because the claim now is that you're not spending enough money on infrastructure. A lot of money is going towards going after these former corrupt politicians. And the claim is that you've actually put the city in a precarious financial state because of so much money going after those ANC politicians.
It is laughable, yes, because obviously that's what they will try and do. Fortunate enough, our financials for the 2016-17 are audited by the Auditor General. The financials are there. Our budget, before presenting it to Council, it is thoroughly interrogated by National Treasury. So the financials of the institution around is a public institution. Obviously, these hyenas are really scared of the work that we are doing. We will hunt them. They're not going to run away from us. You know, I mean, what disturbing news just before as I leave this meeting earlier on, half an hour ago, I'm told about Eskom with load shedding, and I'm saying to myself, another Gupta experience. Because why do we have to really let the poor workers suffer? Because we let Gupta family and the former president loot our country. Now all of us have got to suffer. And what is actually quite hating and making me angry is that these people are free wherever they are enjoying our money. Right now, our residents don't have electricity.
Mr. Mayor, I think a lot of people would support you with the anger about previous corruption. But again, you've been on the hunt for these corrupt officials for a while. Have there been high-level prosecutions?
Can you please...
Have I missed a high-level prosecution?
Can you please help me? Because, you know, something that... Relevant intervention of this country. Let me say this in a public platform. I wrote a letter 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 2 letters. To the Minister of Police and Justice through the Provincial Commissioner, giving them 60 cases of people who are today supposed to be already serving jail terms. Cases of serious nature. And last week,
why are they not?
Last week I wrote a letter to the new head of the works. I've not received a single response, just the acknowledgement that they've received my letter. You must understand, I run a municipality. These cases, we investigate them, and I have a team of professional the people who come from the Scorpions. When they prepare a case, it is watertight, give it to national government to prosecute. People are still walking the streets without expensive cars and expensive lifestyle, who are supposed to be today sitting in jail, and our poor people in our communities don't have toilets. I'm sure you can understand why I get very angry. But at the end of the day, I think we will have to hold the national government responsible. That's why the Guptas are today, they've been given an opportunity to get out of this country. I'm sitting with cases in the city of Johannesburg, over 60. Right now, today, I'm going to be adding on. So please, can you ask national law enforcement agencies to please work with the City of Johannesburg to recover the stolen money, almost 18 billion rands of public monies.
The final question. Okay, so you're throwing stones, and I do think that's worth getting a response. Why are there not prosecutions in those cases? But you've been in this post for a while. The DA has been leading this coalition. What has changed? What have you given the city of Johannesburg?
Wonderful. I think if you really look at what we've achieved over the last 22 months, today, people of Slovo Park, they've got electricity. By next week, this time, the entire area of Slovo Park, the community which for 24 years without electricity, in 2015 they have to go to the High Court to get the previous ANC government to give them electricity. Today, as I'm talking to you, almost 80% of Slovo Park on a daily basis we electrify, switch on. Not electrify, switch on between 60 and 80 homes. By next week, this time, I've been assured the entire area of Slovo Park will have electricity. That's just one practical example. We're sitting with 13 clinics that are operating on extended hours, where our people can go to clinics after hours on a Saturday, on Sundays. We've added, actually one department I'm so proud about is the JMPD, our law enforcement agencies. It's unbelievable the number of successes that they're having. We must honestly, truly believe that we must be having today one of the most efficient law enforcement agencies, because the only way we can build an economy, we need the rule of law. We need stability. You cannot build an economy in an environment of chaos. There's a reason why the previous ANC government allowed the chaos to be the order of the day, so that they can loot our resources.
All right, we have to leave it there, but thank you for your time this evening. After the budget was passed this week, that was Johannesburg City Mayor Herman Mashaba. We take a short break. I'll be back with more news.